places that I've never been. Seeing.
Now, when you're at your caravan site and you have a problem with getting fresh water, there is now a facility to be able to access the water table. Now, with Paul here, who has a sand spear. Can you explain to us, Paul, how this works?
Yeah, well, this is the first of the portable sand spears. Now, they're designed for beach areas mainly. They will work in dry creek beds and everything, providing there's no dirt or mud. They're pure sand spears only. Now, ideally, at your campsite, on the beach, this is, you dig a hole down till you see the fresh water just starting to trickle into the hole. This is the base of the spear. Now, when you're actually installing the spear, water comes out of this tube here that you're pumping, and that's what makes the spear go down. Once you get the spear down, well, then you connect the pump to a different tube, and it sucks through this sand screen. Now, that's very fine filter. Now, water goes through there, sand does not. Now, once you find the water in the bottom of the hole, when you see that, you get a bucket of salt water. It doesn't have to be fresh, don't waste your own water. With the pump that comes with it, you actually pump water down this one here, and you jiggle the spear down. Now you can put it right down out of sight, and once it's there, then you connect your pump up to this tube here, turn your pump back on again, and you suck all the fresh water you require.
Okay, so Paul, the sand spear now goes in to the ground. We then turn on the tap. Now the pump goes on, sucks up the water from the water table. We then turn off and the pump stops.
Yes, so the pump's using no power whatsoever at the moment. It's only using power when you turn that tap on.
Thanks very much, Paul, and good luck with the sand spear. And we'll see you next time.
There's no better way to get a real sense of the history of rail than right here in Mount Morgan. The railway station was constructed in 1898 to service the gold rush. I'm off to meet the caretaker of the Rail Museum to find out why you should definitely put this on your to-do list when visiting Mount Morgan. Terry, there's some interesting things here. Early tickets?
Yeah, the old tickets they used to use back in the 90s and 80s, and then we got the rack rail to come up from Rockhampton up to Steep Hill, and the hill was called Razorback. And to get the trains up there, they got cogs below the train and got cogs right up the centre of the tracks, and that's to pull the train up without slipping backwards.
I was going to say it's a pretty steep hill.
Oh, it is.
So that's what they refer to when they talk about the rack rail.
That's the rack to pull the train up.
Wow, there would have been some weight then, eh?
Oh, yes.
You even see the railway equipment at the former station and take a spin on one of the original work trolleys that the miners used.
Yes, the old coal trains used to come through here. They used to cart the goods from Rockhampton down to the other towns, part of here down to Theodore, and all the little towns between.
Of course, there's lots more artefacts from the rail and mining history on display, so make sure you leave enough time to have a proper look.
Right, this is the staff, electric staff here to let the train go from station to station without any accidents. So they slip in here, and you got your name of the next station on the end here, so that means it's okay to travel a lane between this station and the next station. And this here, the old days, the old garden rail, they used to hang out their hand on the station, and they catch it
on the way through.
On the way through, and then it's got the staff on the end of it.
Right.
But around here, this is all the information board to let the trains know what they're doing, and the personal letter boxes beside it. We got the old train crossings, 2 tracks.
The Rail Museum actually houses the Tourist Info Centre too, so be sure you call in and see the friendly team to help you plan what to do when staying in Mount Morgan. Keeping the heritage going. The Mount Morgan Railway Museum. Well worth a stop. Meet this fella, very friendly. They all are. And it's something great to do in Mount Morgan. Is that right, Terry?
That is right, Mark. It sure is.
A miner's billy can was an essential part of his equipment, and there's a statue in the centre of town that illustrates this famous mining tradition. buying beer in billy cans and drinking the beer outside the hotel. It was an old custom practiced by Mount Morgan miners. The billy can was known as the cutter. There's lots of versions of this story, depending on who you talk to. Be sure to pull over and read the signage which tells some of the great stories behind this old tradition.
Now, the miners would be met by a boy who's run up with a big can of the beer, which had been, of course, cheesed in the bottom, keep the froth just right, the collar. So they'd have a drink on the way to the pub, back to the Grand. A couple of hours with the mates discussing what, got away, what maybe they might have found, secrets. And then it was time to go home. So I guess the true essence of One for the Road is where the cutter, again, that can came in. And they'd fill it up and, good night, Harry. They'd be off home carrying that can.
Now that Peter's hopefully earned a bit of coin working at the Bowls Club, it's time for us to hit the road again.
Our next stop is Billawheeler. See you after the break.
Going places that I've never been. Seeing
The Top Spot was brought to you by Aussie Traveller.